My boyfriend, 25M, got me, 22F, a terrible present. So disclaimer. This is going to sound like a joke, because of how ridiculous it is, but somehow it is a real thing that happened. This is more of a story I guess, since it happened a little while ago over Christmas. For Christmas my boyfriend got me a whisk. A whisk. From the dollar store. I don't even know what to say. I love getting thoughtful presents, doesn't matter what it is as long as I can tell they thought about me while getting or making it. Like I got him the coolest presents. I knew he liked music so I got him a mbira and a Tibetan singing bowl. Maybe this would be different if I had ever mentioned needing or wanting a whisk, but to be honest I have never even said the word whisk in our 2 years together. I didn't know what to do. I was raised to just respond with, thank you, I love it. Babe, I have to ask. What was with the whisk? I waited to see if there was a punchline, or something but there wasn't and I have to know. Easy solution. Next time the two of you are in bed about to get busy, pull out the whisk, and say, with a serious face, and this may be difficult. This confused me for a while. For the life of me I could not figure out why you would get me a whisk, but last night I finally realized you do care for me and the only reason you would get me something so thoughtless is because it is not for me, but for you. You are secretly into pegging. I understand and accept you for you. Then get out whatever lube you have, put it all over the whisk and stare him in eyes, without flinching. Wait for an explanation. Spending no money at all would have been better than what he did. It's like he's saying you're not worth the mental effort. He clearly doesn't care. You take the whisk and run it around the edge of the Tibetan singing bowl. Once you get it up to a really high pitch you look him in the face and say, what the hell is with the whisk? Oh, and, thank you, I love it. Is that all he got you? I know how much money a Tibetan singing bowl costs. It was such a beautiful thoughtful gift. I think you should return the whisk to boyfriend and let him know he needs to up his game. Nope. Tell him it's a shitty gift and you expect him to put thought and love into the gift. One time my boyfriend just got me a bunch of stuff from Target on his way home from Christmas with his family. He spent like $200 on stuff that I really didn't want or need. I always get him very thoughtful, personalized gifts and I didn't appreciate it. He was kind of hurt, but realized I was right and is more thoughtful about those things now. If you've been together for 2 years that means you've celebrated a couple cycles of birthdays, holidays together. Is he normally this bad at giving gifts? Have you ever spoken about it before? Does he show his love in other ways? One thing I will say is that responding with, thank you, I love it, when someone gives you something that is objectively a bad and thoughtless gift is a recipe for resentment. It's not ungrateful to tell someone, hey, gifts are something I really cherish, both giving and receiving, and it's really important to me that you put some thought into what you give me. The price tag isn't important to me, I just want to know that you care about making it special. It can also help to make a list, because some people do struggle with gifts. 2 years ago I wrote my sister a 30K book for her birthday in 2 weeks. And a month later, on my birthday, she got me 2 bottles of sparkly Elmer's craft glue. It really sucks to go above and beyond for someone, only to get less than half back. I think about it a lot, but I missed the window to tell her how hurt I actually was. I'd feel incredibly petty to bring it up after 2 years. You still have time. You can bring it up by reminiscing over Christmas memories, and then tell him you felt hurt and continue from there. You can ask him? We can't. I'd want to re-gift it to him. If there was no thought put into it, he won't remember giving it to you. And if that's the case and he asks who on earth would ever give that as a gift, it would be a perfect opening to remind him and bring it up again. Like, yeah. That is a great question, darling. And the good news is that if you've already removed the tag, you'd be able to buy a brand new one for $1. Sounds like he needs a spatula for his birthday. And if he says anything just say, I loved that whisk so much. I thought you too would love a kitchen utensil. A. Try to agree on a price limit. B. Make it clear that you expect great gifts as it's important to you. My significant other is terrible at cute surprises and figuring out gifts when there's a deadline, not a need, so I tell him exactly what I want, but leave him the option to figure out things, too. I just help him out when he's completely stumped. Why? It's clear I have expectations he can't figure out on his own. I would resent him and be upset if he didn't get me flowers for my birthday, for example. He cares enough to make sure he gets it right. Assuming this is the only issue, he might just be shit as presents. My mum always bought herself Christmas, birthday, Tuesday presents 'cause my dad is just shit at it. But it certainly warrants a conversation. My goodness. What you could do is set a price limit for gift giving. It doesn't have to be extravagant but a target point. This may encourage him to think a little harder about what he's spending the money on rather than wasting it on silly things. Forget gifts. Go out for a nice meal or day out instead. He wished you a Merry Christmas. Classic. Did he do better Valentine's Day and cents? I hope it was a silicone dollar store whisk. I really like mine. My absolute favorite gift ever was a lawn aerator, but he knew I'd love it. Did you ever mention wanting a whisk? This gift is only acceptable if someone takes a small child to the store and says, "Now pick your mommy out something real nice for Christmas." But if the whisk wasn't enough, he got you a plastic xylophone. 2 tears of joy. Some people's kids' tears of joy. It's worth a conversation about what the lack of thought behind these gifts is. But be prepared to face the fact that he actually doesn't care that much. Since then you have had Valentine's Day, right? Did you buy or make him something and he did nothing or close to nothing? Is this as a pattern of behavior? Does he not buy presents for family at all? Does his family buy him nice things but he doesn't bother with them? Are you bothered by the clear fact that he put no effort into buying you something you would actually like for Christmas? Does he do anything that makes you feel loved and cared for generally? Does he do this on your birthday as well? You don't have to say you love it, but you can say thank you. And if you see that he continues giving gifts like this, then either you can stick it out and understand that he's just not that big on giving gifts, or you can totally break up with him since you prefer a boyfriend who may give you better gifts. Instead of being surprised, why not communicate what you want or provide him a list of things you yhru year. Communication in a relationship is key to better relationship. He could be an idiot or just lazy or cheap as fuck or does not care. But so far you have not written to us that you have communicated your gift expectations from him. Good luck. I think everyone is missing the point to some degree. It looks as though the OP's love language is related to receiving gifts. The parallel is understanding how much thought, sentiment, and effort the OP puts into gifts she gives, and she's modeling behavior for her boyfriend. The problem is, gift giving, obviously, is not his love language and it's not even on his radar. I agree that a whisk is a baffling gift. OP, I advise you do 2 things. 1. Communicate. Ask him why he chose this gift. 2. Communicate. Specify exactly the gift you want. He doesn't care and he doesn't love you. That's not a behavior of a loving man. He's probably enjoying your love, sex and kindness. Dump him. This is an easy one. This dude doesn't care. If that's what you are looking for, then by golly you've found it. I was dating a guy who had no extra money at all and was barely scraping by. We had a short convo about how I understood and wasn't expecting anything from him for Christmas because he couldn't afford it. He's all cool and then 30 seconds later he starts telling me about how he signed up for the Secret Santa at work. That did not go over well. There were other issues and this did not help. I knew he wouldn't give a gift of service or art or anything that didn't cost money, either. It's the thoughtlessness that bothers me about your guy and mine. Buy him a 1-inch slot screwdriver from the dollar store for his birthday. If he complains, tell him though he likes the products there is that is what he bought you. Dump him. Anyone with a decent IQ knows to get their partner something thoughtful. Doesn't matter if he didn't have money. He could have written you something heartfelt or made some sort of gesture. No worth. Dump his ass. Sparkling heart. Wistful thinking on his part. But in all serious it kinda shows he doesn't give a shit. Move on. Knowing and understanding each other's love language is fundamental for a relationship to work and brings way less stress. Talk with him and work on that. You've got 99 problems and a whisk ain't one. He is a cheapskate. If I had a girlfriend I would thought about what I like to have, what is useful to you. Anyway, life is not fair. Many people doesn't have girlfriend but who have girlfriend don't appreciate that it's a crazy world. Obviously telling you to beat it? I'm gonna need an update on this one once you talk to him. This is driving me crazy. 2 tears of joy. Talk to him. Honestly, it sounds like no gift would have been better than what seem like thoughtless gifts. Do you bake? Or really like scrambled eggs? I am just trying to think of a reason he would have thought that a whisk was a proper gift. My boyfriend once came home with a ladle as I'd said I wanted one out the blue. I loved it as he'd actually listened to what I'd said. But not for FCKIN Christmas. These men, I swear the bar is so low. He gave you the whisk 'cause he doesn't care. The end. I'm sorry. Is this the same boyfriend from 8 months ago who is older than this boyfriend and is an anti-masker and extreme conspiracy theorist? Investing in this because I really want to know the reason for getting you a whisk. This reminds me of the time when my ex-boyfriend gave me some kind of an old electric component wrapped in a gray sponge for the Valentine's Day. It was honestly just a piece of thrash. I have no idea what it was or what it meant then, but it seemed like he considered it a genuinely good idea. I guess that situation is one of the reasons why he is my ex now. Info: is this your conspiracy theorist boyfriend from 8 months ago? If so, how is he younger now than then? Maybe he has brain damage. Yay, I hate Christmas and never do anything for it, so it could just be like that. If I was you, I'd just wait until next gift giving time and hand him a load of similar dollar store stuff and see what happens. Lol. Whiskey business. It's for whiskey business. My ex got me a cheese grater for our wedding anniversary. I had an under 1-year-old, pregnant with number 2. He had total control over money as in I had none. So I cooked a lovely dinner, dressed up nice. And he came in with the cheese grater in a brown paper bag. Current husband is awesome. Chainsaw 1 Xmas, but a little one that is perfect for me in the garden.